Is it starting? Okay. All right, so we're going to read Fancy Nancy. Rose, do you see where the title is in this book? No?
I do.
Lila, you want to come sit with us?
Is it like you? Gosh, no.
Nope. Where are the big words? Yeah, that's the title. Do you know what this is? Who those people are?
Fancy Nancy.
It's Fancy Nancy, and then this is the author, and this is the illustrator. Do you know what an illustrator is?
Yes, if people writes the book and draws the pictures.
Yeah, Lila, why don't you come sit with us?
Oh, fine.
Yeah, it's the person who makes all the pictures. Hey, Rose. So where should I start reading? Do I start reading back here?
No, you start reading from, like, let's see. And you start reading from this, and then you flip the page, and then you don't have to read that because it's the same thing from the title.
Oh, okay.
And then you start right.
So Rose, do I read from what's going on here, or do I look here? Do you know? Yeah. Look at you, knocking it out of the park. Do you know which way you read? Do you go this way?
Why you didn't say anything?
Huh?
Why can't say anything because it's my turn?
It's your turn, yeah. So I'm going to ask you, do you know which way you read across the page? Which way? Do I go this way or that way? Yeah, that way. All right. So Fancy Nancy and the Posh Puppy.
doesn't want to do it.
That's okay. I am ecstatic. That's a fancy word for happy. We're going to get a puppy, a real one. I hope we get a puppy-on like our neighbor's dog. You say it like this, puppy-on. In French, it means butterfly. Do you know how many sounds are in butterfly, Rose? How many?
3.
Yeah. So you want to clap them out with me? It'd be
1.
but, ter, fly, right? What's butterfly without the fly? Butter. Good job. Do you see, where's the puppy on in this picture since we decided it was a kind of dog? Yeah. You have a neighbor. But does your neighbor have a dog? What's her name again? Dottie?
She has 2 dogs.
She has 2 dogs. All right. I help Mrs. Devine take care of Jewel. We take her to the beauty salon. You go to the beauty salon, right? Yeah, who cuts your hair at the beauty salon?
Amy.
Yeah, because we have the same person. But do you ever sit under the dryers like that? No, just mommy, right?
No, I do.
You sit under the dryers too? We buy her new ensembles. That's a fancy word for clothes. Can you say that word?
Ensembles.
Yeah. Puppy-ons are so posh. That's a fancy word for fancy. Do puppy-ons and posh sound like the same sound?
No.
No? They look like they start with the same sound. Puppy-ons and posh. What sound is that?
Oh, I know. Puppy.
What letter does that start with? What's the
P.
sound?
P.
P, yeah, P. Can you think of any other?
Since you're not doing it, you can't say it.
It's okay, guys. Can you think of another word that starts with P?
Popcorn.
Popcorn, yeah, that's a good one.
Or puppy.
Or puppy. There's only one problem, my parents. Puppy-ons like to stay indoors, my dad says. They're too little. And delicate, my mom says. What about one of these dogs? Rose, do you know what that mark means at the end of that sentence? What is it?
It means that you're at the end of the page.
Yeah, but is this a question, or is it just like I'm saying something, or am I really excited? Do you know what that means? Am I asking something?
You're excited. Wait, no. It's like if you know what this is, like a question.
Yeah, it's a question mark. But other sentences can end with periods too, right? Yeah. I shake my head. Too big, too brown, too plain. Sometimes it's hard being the only fancy person in my family. When do you get fancy?
At temple.
At temple?
And parties.
And parties, yeah. I think it's fun getting dressed up and getting fancy.
You are right now.
I'm fancy right now? Well, thanks. What are they doing in this picture?
They're reading books talks about dogs.
Yeah. It looks like they're looking at different dogs. Did you guys do that when you picked out Carly?
No, we didn't.
Rose.
We just.
We saw a picture of her sisters that sort of made us
Did you think
decide.
about like what kinds of dogs you wanted, like a big one or a little one?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Then I get an idea that is spectacular. That's a fancy word for great. We can puppy sit for Jewel. What does the word puppy sit remind you of?
A babysitter for a sitter that babysits dogs.
Yeah. Have you ever puppy sat before? No. It'd probably be so fun. All right. My parents say okay. So does Mrs. Devine. My family will see how happy we'll be with a puppy on puppy. There's your P words again, eh?
That's why I use pop words.
I introduced Jewel to my doll, Maribel. Who else has a name that starts with that sound? What sound is that in Jewel at the beginning?
Julia.
Yeah, because it's a J sound, right? What
Or
does
J.
J make?
J.
J, yeah. I show my sister how to groom Jewel. Do you ever groom Jewel, or Carly? Yeah, do you blow dry her like that?
No.
No, neither do I. And how to scoop her poop. That is so ick. Huh? Those words kind of sound the same though, don't they? Scoop and poop. Do they rhyme? Those icky words go together. Yeah. My sister wants to hold and kiss Jewel. I tell her, you must be gentle. What a responsible girl you are, my mom says. Some dog is going to be very lucky. When do you have to be responsible, Rose?
When my mom tells me to.
When did she tell you to be responsible?
Like, you have to be responsible, like, be responsible of, like, taking care of your stuff.
Yeah, what are you responsible for, Rose?
For my mom and dad.
You're responsible for your mom and dad? You are responsible for your parents. All right. Merci, I say. That's French for thank you. I bet you know thank you in another language because of Dora the Explorer.
Hola.
That's hi. Can you think of it?
And Tota.
It's gracias. Does that sound
yeah.
familiar? So you know thank you in 3 languages now. 2 of my friends are walking their dogs. Come over to my house, I say. I'm puppy sitting. All the dogs can play together. Rusty splashes in the wading pool. Jewel hides behind my legs. Scamp plays fetch. Do you ever play fetch with Carly?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go, Jewel. Go get the ball, I yell. But Jewel just looks at me. She gets exhausted pretty quickly, I tell my friends. That's a fancy word for tired. So what happens when Jewel plays?
She doesn't.
Yeah, why?
Because she's not that type of dog.
Yeah, she's really little and she gets tired. I don't think she's very outdoorsy, do you?
No.
I think she likes to play inside. While Jewel gets her beauty rest, we have refreshments. Ooh, what's your favorite kind of refreshment? Refreshments are like drinks and stuff.
Oh, lemonade.
Lemonade. Oh no, look what my sister is doing. Poor Jewel is terrified. Mom, come quick. Jewel is going to be sick. Did you hear more rhyming words in that sentence? Which ones?
Jules,
I said, come quick. Jewel is going to be sick.
come in quick. Come quick.
No.
Come quick.
Come
Jules
quick.
gonna do it. Come quick. Jules gonna be sick.
So quick and
Tick.
sick. Because they both have ick. So come quick. Jewel's going to be sick. You hear the rhyming? Yeah. Can you count how many words are on this page? Rose?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
On this page.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
No, let's count together.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Let's slow it down.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
You're going
7,
too
8.
fast, Rose.
1, 2,
We
3,
have
4. Rose.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
You gotta look at the page. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Count with me.
7, 8, 9, 10.
And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. You want to try to count on the next page?
No.
No? Okay. When we get our puppy on, I'm not letting her near it, I say. My mom whispers, she doesn't know any better. She was trying to be nice. I know that. We take Jewel back to her house. She is a perfect dog for Mrs. Devine, but maybe she isn't the perfect dog for us. Why do you think she might be a perfect dog for someone who's old like Mrs. Devine, but maybe not for their family?
Because Mrs. Devine is old, so she can take care of dogs like old people go. Like, maybe really take care of dogs. Like, if they had a dog, they could take care of one.
Do you think Nancy probably likes to play and go outside more than Mrs. Devine?
No.
Yeah, I would think so, don't you? Does Dottie like to run around and play in the yard like you do?
Dottie is
no.
Like,
Mrs. Devine's kind of like Dottie, though.
Dottie's bigger.
Dottie's bigger than Mrs. Devine, you think?
But she doesn't bring presents.
Dottie brings you a lot of presents. I'm so sad I hardly get fancy when we go to the King's Crown for dinner. So what do you think is going to happen? Do you think they're going to get the same kind of dog as Jewel, or do you think they're going to get a different dog, or do you think they're not going to get it?
I think they're going to get a same dog as Jewel. You can't just say all the questions. I think they're going to get like a Chihuahua.
A Chihuahua, maybe. Well, let's see.
Or like a fancy dog.
Where are they? Where does it look like they are?
At the pet shop.
Yeah. This is the animal shelter. So that's where you go and get dogs that have, like, you adopt them because maybe someone didn't want them or they were lost and they weren't really bred. Like Carly, somebody had puppies and then sold them. But these dogs didn't come from, like, a store like that. They came from an animal shelter. On the way home, we drive by the animal shelter. Let's take a look, my mom says. All these dogs need a family to love them. I ask the lady, are there any fancy dogs here? And she says, I think I have just the dog for you. She's funny and playful and smart and cuddly. Her name is Frenchie.
I think they're going to get Frenchie.
You think they're going to get Frenchie? Do you have any friends that have a name that start with F?
Oh, Parker.
Parker, that's a P.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have any friends named like Frank? No?
I have a Sam.
Sam, what does that start with?
S.
S. Frenchie. I like the sound of that. Frenchie runs right next to me and jumps in my lap. She likes it when my sister hugs her. Frenchie is the perfect dog for us. Fancy Frenchie.
That's all?
My dad says Frenchie is a LaSalle Spaniel. That's a very unique breed. Unique is a fancy word for one of a kind. Can you say unique?
Unique.
Yeah, so like you're unique because you're one of a kind, right? And you know what? Maybe that's even better than fancy. The end. All right.
Should I?
Julia,